Attention bowlers, thank you for waiting. Please finish your warm-up frames. We'll be changing to scoring in just a moment, folks. Welcome to the expanse that is 3 balls spare, and welcome to Academy Lanes in Haverhill, Massachusetts for another Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour. Class C North match is Terry Churn Butter, aka Terry Ballard, versus Anthony Leonardi. Terry Churn Butter and Anthony Leonardi are rivals in their Wednesday night league. Terry Ballard has a record of 29-13. Anthony Leonardi has a record of 20-22 so far this season. And they are out for a grudge match today. Let's see who is the better bowler, and best of luck to them. We will be turning it over to Terry Ballard, our away bowler, on lanes 5 and 6 today at Academy Lanes. Again, this is Class C North here on the ACST. Here's Terry Ballard. And he'll drop 4 to start things off. Terry Ballard, that's a 1, 3, 6, 4, 7, 9, and he leaves all but the 1 on the follow-up ball. Terry Ballard has, like we said, 3 matches played this season with a season record of 29-13, home record of 29-13, and away average to be determined, away record to be determined. This is his first away match in the season, even though it is at his home house. He is the away bowler today. That's a 9-box opener for Mr. Terry. With a high single of 150, a high series of 601, 9 strikes, 35 spares, 29 tens for the season for Terry Ballard, 48% perfect box percentage, and 1650 seasonal pinfall so far. There's Terry Ballard with a 1 drop on the 6-pin. Some might call that a lemon. Little lemon drop here on a Saturday morning at Academy Lanes at about 11:07 p.m. local time. And Terry's off to the left. Pins fall down. Makes it a 7 drop and 3 standing. 1-5-3 for Terry. The butter is still cold so far. Let's see if it warms up. Still a little lukewarm. That's an 8-box. 17 after 2 for Terry Ballard. Currently number 1 in his division in Class C North Division 2, rising up from Class F North Division 1 last year. Terry Ballard is the overall number 3 seed in the entire C North class right now. Here's Terry. Off to the left, drops 4, 6-pack right. The 6-pack. This is the right half leave version of the 6-pack. And Terry will connect with 3 more, leaving the 1, 5, and the 3 once again. Normally I'd have a front-facing camera in some form of the production, but since we are flanked left and right at Academy Lanes in a very busy house, we've decided to not install that today. That's 25 after 3 with that 8-box for Terry Ballard. Folks, if you enjoy features such as subtitles and live captioning, please feel free to turn those on at your leisure. If you've never seen Candlepin bowling, I hope you enjoy the match today. It's a unique take on bowling from the heart of New England and Eastern Canada. That's a 5-drop for Mr. Ballard. Still trying to find that head pin after 4 frames. He still hasn't quite located it just yet. Just a little bit off to the left and right. That's the 1, 3, 8, 9, 10 for Terry Ballard. And he wants to sweep right from the back row, but it won't catch the front row, and it doesn't really catch much of the back row either. 1, 3, and 10 for Terry. And he'll make that a 9-box. Which should be 34 after 4 for Terry Ballard, and possibly some of the numbers are not correct up there. I will double check them in a bit, but we'll see. The automatic score system is way off right now. We'll check at the half what it should be. There is 2 down for Terry Ballard. It's Cubica AMF automatic scoring at Academy. It can be hit or miss, depending. But it does have a score correct feature, so we'll check all that out in a little bit. That results in 4 pins standing for Terry. I'll double check the scores afterwards. And that looks like it's going to be an 8. I believe it's going to be a 42 half for Mr. Ballard. We'll give you your score update in just a moment.
Is that correct? Is
Is that 44 or 42 up there? 44. Is it? Okay. Yeah. I thought it was. All right. It's all good. Yep. All right. It'll be 44 for Mr. Ballard. Double check. Looks like the third was a 10 box, not an 8. It is bowler's call, so it is up to them. Here is Anthony Leonardi, so it would appear to be a 44 half for Terry Churn Butter. Could have been me. Bowlers had the final say. I followed them at the end of it all. It's a 4 drop for Anthony Leonardi with a split. Same components of a spread eagle, but the pins are in different places. Anthony Leonardi sails through the center. And a couple more go down. The 6 and the 10 are left. That's an 8 box for Mr. Anthony Leonardi to start things out. Let's talk about Mr. Anthony Leonardi, our home bowler today. He's played 3 matches this season so far with a season record of 20 and 22, an away record of 16-12, a home record of 4 and 10, season average 102.4, away average 102.1, home average 103, high single 124, high series 518, 10 strikes, 23 spares, 27 tens, 39.3 perfect box percentage, and 1536 seasonal pinfall so far. 6 drop for Anthony Leonardi. That's the 3-5-9-10. And this is sparable. Let's see what happens. And Anthony Leonardi will slightly miss the object off to the left, and he'll leave the 5, 3, and 10. And that will be a 7 for Anthony Leonardi. For 15 after 2. Terry Churn Butter having difficulty finding the head pin in the first half. 44 after 5, no marks. Anthony Leonardi can take an early lead if he can also get things started here, and he'll go off to the left on the 7 pin for a 1 drop. Anthony Leonardi is currently 3rd place in his division. He is 10th in the wild card seed as of right now. Anthony Leonardi will take out a few more. It's a working box. To our left, it's a match between Kristen Poirier at Mike Machichi on lanes 3 and 4. So you'll catch some bonus visuals of Kristen Poirier and Mike Machichi battling it out in their ACST match in Class E North. And that will be a 5 box for Anthony Leonardi. That's 20 after 3. With 2 to go. And like I said, this is our rivalry match. Terry and Anthony both bowl in a Wednesday night league at Academy with one another. And Terry was talking to me prior to the match and said they want to make this kind of a bit of a rivalry kind of thing, and they're both in on it. So any kind of trash talking is was pre-planned. There is a pin out there, way out of play. Got to wait till the wood completely stops moving before it can be removed, and it looks like it is at a standstill, way beyond the line of scrimmage. That's Terry Ballard going down to take it out. It is out as he strolls up lane 7. Or down lane 7. Up lane 7, down lane 7, one of the two. Anthony Leonardi now is shooting at 5 pins. 4 horsemen right side and the 9. It's away. Misses the object, leaves the object. No marks so far for either bowler. Still anyone's game. That'll be a 10 for Anthony and 30 after 4. 1 to go. Anthony Leonardi trails by 14 going into the 5th box. A spare and a 4 fill will tie this right up. There's a bit of a score correction thingy. Just detected a spare ball. Not a spare ball, an extra ball. Just got to remove that down there. No harm, no foul. 30 after 4 is confirmed for Anthony Leonardi. 44 after 5 for Terry Ballard is also confirmed. Here comes Anthony Leonardi. Trying to get something started here. He's on the head pin. That is actually, no, it's our third head pin shot of the day, but it's Anthony Leonardi's third head pin shot of the day. 7 drop. 2-4-7. Fires. And he's got it for the spare. Our first spare of the day goes to Anthony Leonardi. Great one to sit on. 40 after 5 and a bonus. Here's your score update. 40 after 5 with 1 spare for Anthony Leonardi in the 5th on an open mark. 44 after 5 for Terry Ballard is confirmed. It's a difference of 4 currently in Terry's favor minus the impending fill from Anthony Leonardi. Anthony Leonardi is 3 for 5 in the head pin with 2 splits. Terry Churn Butter is still working on it. And Terry will go off to the left, to the right for a 1 drop. On the 10 pin. Terry is a lefty. He's got a brace on his left hand, or a compression sleeve of some kind. He leaves the 189. And he'll make it an 8 box for 52 and 6. Terry Churn Butter has 2 matches this season at or over 500 in grand total pinfall so far. There's a 3 drop for Terry. Longest streak of matches over 100 is currently clocked at 6. Longest streak of matches greater than 500 is currently clocked at 2. And it's a working box, 1-7-10-4 for Terry. Average points per home match for Terry so far is looking like 9.7. And that's a 7 box for Terry in his first away match of the season. That is 59, I believe, maybe? I'll double check. Looks like Anthony Leonardi caught that one, so I will let you know once I know. Something is really wrong with that score system, but I need to follow the bowlers, so that will be... Register as a 10 box in the 6th for Terry, which, you know, I will again follow the bowlers. It looks like he has 61 after 7. I am currently unsure if that is the current score, but again, I'm just going to feed off what they got. 61 after 7 for Terry Ballard. And he's on the head pin there, his first head pin shot of the day, and 7 go down eventually for Terry Ballard. 7-9-10. This has potential to go. And he'll ping, but not pong. He'll hit the 7 off the wood, the object wood, but the 9 and the 10 are left for no mark. And that will be a 10 for Terry Ballard. Should be 71 after 8. It wasn't graded as a 10 on the automatic score system. So yes, the automatic score system down there is a little troublesome at the moment. Just doing a quick score correct down there. 71 is what's down there. 71 is what's back here. That's what we're in sync with. Again, it's the bowler's call. Terry's on the head pin. Good ball, and the 7 holds on. Really holds on. Slides, but doesn't fall. It's like Canada style, 6-7-9, with that 7 still on the deck. No, it's still on. Yeah, I didn't see it go off. Sorry, I yelled into the mic. They asked me if they thought I saw it, but I can't officially call that, but I don't think it went out. And now it is the 6-7 for Terry Ballard. And the 6-7 will stay. Doot, 8 box, 79 and 9, I believe. That's what's down there. That's what I got back here. Terry Ballard currently 2 for 9 in the head pin with 2 splits. $79 and 9 for Terry. He's on the head pin 1-3 pocket, but a little too lateral on the action. It looks like it's going to be a 5 drop if that 2 pin sticks around. And he has it for the spare. Terry Ballard will finish with a spare, so that means he gets one extra bonus ball. 89 and a bonus in the 10th. Appreciate you watching this Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour Saturday morning match at Academy Lanes in Haverhill, Massachusetts. Terry Ballard on a fill, and he'll poke one for an 11 in the 10th for 90 for game 1. 90s are wild for Terry Churn Butter so far. 90 after 1 is the benchmark for Anthony Leonardi to attain, with 40 after 5, plus a bonus, 3 for 10 on the headpin for Terry Ballard so far. 2 splits out of those 3 headpin shots. Here's Anthony Leonardi now. On the headpin, that's a fill ball. Looks like it's going to be 7, more than 7, 8. It's going to be 8. A fill of 8. Pausing to fix that because late falling pins definitely won't get counted on the automatic score system, so that's in there now. Although that's just pointing out he didn't do it right on the score system, but I think Terry sees it. Misses the spare shot. And this will be for the 10 box, and he's got a 10. I'm just going to wait for the score for them to finish it. Yep, yep, there's a really trippy sensor down there that seems to be very eager to count extra balls. But 58 is what I got, and 58 is what they got down there, so we're good. Apologies for some of the scoring pauses here. It's just automatic scoring is a little tough to catch up with when it's not always on its game. That's a 5 drop for Anthony Leonardi. It wasn't on the headpin. And for the spare, he misses the object to the left, 1-8-10. This will be for a 10 box. And he'll take one in the back for an 8 for 66 in 7 now. We are at Academy Lanes in Haverhill, Massachusetts today. Largest Candlepin bowling house in the world in Haverhill, Massachusetts, in Academy Plaza on 725 South Main Street, about 1.7 miles from downtown and 1.3 miles from the interstate. 6 drop, left side check mark for Anthony Leonardi on the headpin. Oh, I'm sorry, it turns into a left side castle. Late falling pin, looked away, and the action continued. 4-5-7 for Anthony Leonardi. I think this can go. Watch with me to see if it goes. Doesn't quite move the 5 the way I think any of us were expecting. And Anthony Leonardi will make that a 9 box, leaving the kingpin there. It appears to be 75 after 8, and that is confirmed. Here comes Anthony on the headpin. Looks like it's going to be almost, it was almost a split, but an extra pin fell. The right pin fell. The correct pin fell. The 4 pin fell. 3-6-10 for a spare for Anthony Leonardi. Oh, and a little full on that 3. Just a smidge full. And that can be deadly in Candlepin. And he'll poke another out for a 9 box for 84 and 9. It's a difference of 6 coming into the 10th between Terry Churn Butter and Anthony Leonardi. The difference is palpable. The rivalry is palpable. Anthony Leonardi is saying he believes that himself and Terry are pretty evenly matched in their skill sets, and that seems to be ringing true here by the numbers. Anthony, he drops 9, and that will be the first game for Anthony with that 9 drop. He leaves the 7 down there. And for that spare, he's got it. He's also got a spare. He's working on the grand total pinfall now. That's a great one for Anthony Leonardi. So he's going to come up. He's going to run it back for a fill. He has 94 to Terry Churn Butter's 90 so far, and this is just going to add on for the pinfall, which may come in handy a couple games from now. You never know. In the bank, he's got 5. That will be a 5 fill. Should be 99 by my count. I'm going to take a moment to pause for the score update. 98. Looks like I gave him an 8 in the 9th. So I suppose that is what it is. It looks like I gave him an 8 and they are not correcting it. 90 to 98 is what is down there on the automatic score system. Okay, so Anthony Leonardi wins it by 8 by the official numbers. Again, it's all about bowler's call and the final say there. So that is your score update after the first. It's still the first game in favor of Anthony Leonardi, and that's 2 points for Mr. Leonardi. Now for the second game. Game 2, we're off. Anthony, that was 2 names glued together. That's a 3-drop for Terry Churn Butter. And he'll shave a few more off. 6 down, 4 up. 1, 5, 3, 8. And he'll poke another one out for a 7 box. It's 7 after 1 for Terry Churn Butter. So yes, we're at Academy Lanes today in Haverhill, Massachusetts. Right next door is Aroma Joe's. It's a great place for coffee or little treats. There's also Wicked Axe next door to Academy. You can do some axe throwing in addition to Candlepin bowling while you're here. There's 3 different varied rooms of Candlepin bowling. Some are wood, some are synthetic. Depends on the room you're in. This is the red room, the traditional room. That's a Caleri for Terry Churn Butter on the left side. The red room is where the Friday Night Pro League matches are held. And Terry will take a few more out. He missed the object pin. It's the 1 and the 9 down there. Oh, and there's a 9 for Terry. Back pin jumps a bit. 16 after 2 for Terry Churn Butter. So at Academy, it's owned by the DeBurrow family. Opened in 1963, celebrated 16 years of operation in December of 2023. 44 lanes, the largest in the world. I'll be streaming one more match here tomorrow morning. It will be a doubleheader, and I believe we were told we'll be in the green room for that, so we'll have a different room for that match tomorrow, so tune in. 5 drop for Terry, 1, 7, 10, 2, 8. Terry's on the nose, on the head pin, and he'll leave the 7. Nothing doing there. He's going to clean up that mess for a 10. 26 after 3 for Terry Ballard. That is confirmed. Terry Ballard with an early lead of 7 in the box as 1 department, but it's still early. There's a 2 drop and a half Worcester for Terry Ballard. That's the 2 and the 8 punched out. And the second ball into the void, into the ocean, into the vacuum that is the Worcester hole. And he's just looking to get out of this box with dignity, and he will. He'll make a nice 7 out of that. 33 after 4 for Terry Ballard, still hunting for a mark. 33 after 4 is confirmed here. Pub 125, newly added in 2022 at Academy Lanes, is located in the rightmost room. The green room offers food, drinks, as well as seating and sports viewing on several large TVs. There's a 6 drop and a split for Terry Ballard, just having some trouble getting it started today. 7, 9, 10, 6. That's a 4.5 out of 5 on the difficulty scale, I'd say. But he gets it. 4.5 out of 5 difficulty level. So what for Terry Ballard? That's a great one. A great spare for Terry Ballard. That's going to be 43 and a bonus after 5. 133, 1.5 game total for Terry Ballard. And if I do have this, let's watch this shot again if we have the time here. Watch this. Great shot. The commentator's curse did not apply here for Terry Ballard. And anyways, here's Anthony Leonardi. And anyways, here's Wonderwall. And here's a 6 drop and a banana split for Anthony Leonardi. Four, 6, 7, 10 for Anthony. Takes the left wing, leaves the right wing. .610 for Anthony Leonardi. He'll clean that up for a 10. Great shot by Anthony Leonardi. What more can I tell you about Anthony Leonardi? He's moved up a class. He was in Class D North Division 4 last season. Class C North this year. In his past 5 matches, he's taken 20 points. 1554 pins in his past matches so far in the season. 3 matches at or over 500. And there's a 2 drop for Anthony Leonardi. That's a right side half Worcester this time. 3 and the 9. Bouncy ball on the head pin, and he almost takes everything. The 7 pins even touched. It was hit, but it doesn't fall, so there's no mark there, but it was a valiant effort. 9 or 10. It's going to be a 9. 19 after 2 for Anthony Leonardi. Early advantage of 3 in the game. Leonardi off the object to the right. 7 go down. Not a bad leave considering. 1, 2, 4. No wood. And he gets the spare. 1, 2, 4. Flexing a little bit on that one. Let's watch this shot by Anthony Leonardi. Boom. Normally Terry Ballard is the boom gentleman. Bringing the boom with his signature boom when he gets a lot of marks, gets fired up. And Anthony Leonardi quietly brilliant right now. Filling that spare, it's going to be a 5. 4 horsemen right in the 7. 1, 7, 10, 3, 6 for Anthony Leonardi. And he almost gets the additional spare, but the 7 is untouched. And he'll make that a 9. He's into the gutter. That's 43 after 4 for Mr. Leonardi. That is confirmed. Head pins. Anthony Leonardi currently has 8 to Terry Churn Butter's 4. Anthony Leonardi is also 1 box behind Terry. So he's pulling an early lead in the head pin department. There's a 4 drop for Anthony Leonardi. Missed the head pin. On the spare shot, he's off to the left. Doesn't make the conversion. It's the 1, 6, 10. 7, 8, 9, or 10 for Anthony Leonardi. He'll make it a 7. Looks like it's going to be 50 and 5. And that is confirmed. 50 and 5 for Anthony Leonardi. 1.5 game total. 148. Terry Churn Butter. 133. 1.5 game total so far. It's a difference of 15, all in Anthony Leonardi's favor. 15 in the total. 7 in the game, minus the next fill from Terry Churn Butter. We still have a competitive match. Anthony Leonardi took the first game 98 to Terry's 90. Terry filling a spare. Oh, and he'll take 3 on that spare, just off to the right. connected with the right rear corner. That spare shot will shave a few more off. 1, 5, 3, 8. Cluster pins in the center for Terry. And he'll make that an 8 box. That's 54 and 6. Terry Ballard currently has the number 5 ACST North High Single, a 150. Number 4 Class C average of 110. There's a 3 drops. 6-pack left in the 10 for Terry. Off the left of the object, 1-7-10-4. Terry has the number 2 Class C high single at 150. This is for the 10 box, and he'll make it a 7. 61 in 7 for Terry Ballard now. Pause it for a score correction. Yeah, so more about Terry Ballard. He has the number 2 Class C high series at 601. The number 8 Class C total spares at 35. Number 5 Class C average spare fill at 6.7. Number 4 Class C perfect box percentage at 48. Number 7 Class C fewest average pins left at 49.7. There's a 6-pack left 4 drop for Terry Ballard. And a punch of 4. Five up, 5 down. And he'll make it a 6, a rough 6, taking a pin every ball, but not much going on there. That's going to be, it was graded as a 10 down there. Gonna have to double check that. I think there were several boxes in the first game that got miscorrected as 10s. Don't know if they ever got fixed on the paper copy, but again, following the bowlers, so best I can do there. 8 drop and a split for Terry Ballard. 6-7 down there. Someone call the 6-7 kid. And Terry Ballard will take the 6, but not the 7. Wood still rolling. Still rolling. And it will settle. 9 or 10. And that wood will be hit, but it will be a 9. That's 76 and 9 for Terry Ballard.
Come on, Terry. Throw a ball like you did on Monday night. Come on, do something.
That was Mike Pacici saying, "Do something down there." I know we're all kind of wanting something to happen here. Hey, there's a head pin shot and an 8 drop. Just needed a little chaotic motivation. Oh, no, missed the spare, though. I'll never forget, there was a tournament or something I was bowling. Might have been an ACST match. I don't exactly remember. But anyway, I'll continue that in a second. There's an 8 box, and I believe that's going to be an 84, and that will be an 84 up there on the scoreboard for Terry Ballard. 2-game total of 174, 90 and 84 for Terry Ballard. Terry Churn Butter. That's 3 for 10 on the head pin this game with 2 splits overall. 6 for 20 on the head pin with 4 splits. It's going to be Anthony Leonardi's turn to respond. But I remember Dave LaRoche in particular told me, he just looked at me point blank and he said, "Get your head out of your ass," after I had a bad first game. And then, wouldn't you believe it, I bowled great after that. So sometimes you just need someone just to be like, "Hey, let's fix this," and it will work sometimes. Here's Anthony Leonardi on a 3 drop. Second ball goes exactly where the first ball went. And hopefully he's going to be shooting for something that isn't a 3 box coming up. Oh, and a nice 10 box cleanup, though, for Mr. Leonardi. That was a great one. Good 10. 60 in 7. In fact, let's watch that again. Look at that. Beautiful. 5 and the 7 go last. Oh, and that will be a 1 drop on the 10 pin for Anthony Leonardi. Both bowlers struggling with object pin shots right now. They everything seems to be wildly off to the left or the right in the extreme. But it seems to be evenly distributed, so it's not like competitively like lopsided. It's just both bowlers just having some trouble with that today. And I've seen them both bowl much better on their first balls in previous matches. So it's just interesting to watch. Anthony Leonardi, this is ball 3, and he's going to be left with a 7. 6-7 in the 7th. Again, 6-7s all around. Terry Churn Butter start the 6-7 count. He has 67 in the 8th, 67 in the 7th for Anthony Leonardi. And a headpin shot, a powerful splash of 9, but the 7-pin stays down there for Anthony Leonardi. For the spare. Oh, and he just misses it. The secondary shot would be to play the wood. The primary shot would be to play it direct. He hit the wood, but hit the wood the wrong way. And he'll take a 9. That's 76 and 8 now for Anthony Leonardi. That's the inverse 6-7. Hope you're enjoying this match. This Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour Class C North match. Terry Ballard versus Anthony Leonardi. Terry Ballard, better known as Terry Churn Butter. I'll use those names interchangeably so you know both. And there's a 6 drop for Anthony. 1-7-10-2. Just waiting on a ball to come back from the ball return. Sometimes the ball return monster is hungry. He's having an extended breakfast today. Anthony will miss off to the right of the object. The ball hangs around, but it's not going to do much of anything. 1-2-7-10 for a 10 box. 6 drop so far, and he'll make it an 8. That's 84 in 9. For Mr. Terry Ballard, we are tied, but Anthony Leonardi has 1 box to go, so he already took the first game. Will he take the second game? I believe he is well on his way to doing so. He currently has the first game. He basically is going to have the second game, and he currently has the total pinfall. And that will do it. That will be the second game for Anthony Leonardi. He'll split 8, 5, 10. No wood. On the 5-10, he'll connect with the 5 and leave the 10. And for the 10 box, to clean it up, he'll make it a 9. That should be 93, and that is 93 to Terry Churn Butter's 84. That's why I got back here, and that's what's down there on the computerized scoring system. It's 174 after 2 games for Terry Churn Butter, currently with no points. Anthony Leonardi currently has 4 points, 98 and 93, with a 2-game total of 191, leading in the total pinfall by 17 and leading in the game by 9. And that's all she wrote for the second game. Let's prepare for the third game here on the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour, brought to you by 3 Ball Spare Conglomerate. I am Steve Kelly of 3 Ball Spare Conglomerate. Great to have you along. In Haverhill, Massachusetts, at Academy Lanes. Let's move on to Game 3. Welcome to Game 3. Terry Churn Butter, our away bowler on lane 6 in the red room. And he fires. It's away on the 1-3, and he's got a strike. He was looking for that one. It took 3 games to get there, but we've got a certified strike. It only just took Josh Daly walking up in a onesie to get him motivated to shoot that. That's a strike for Terry Ballard after 1. He fires on the head pin for the double. And it's going to be a mix down of everything but the 7. It had a chance. It had a solid chance. That's a 9 drop. And he'll spare that up too. Spare on strike for Terry Churn Butter. Let's watch this again. Kaboom. Spare on strike for Terry Ballard. 30 after 2. And a bonus, so it's going to be 31 after 2 with that 1 drop. Got a little excited there. So 31 so far after 2 for Terry. He's on the head pin there, and yikes. That'll be a leave of 5. Imagine if that 7-pin fell, it would have been a 5 fill, but oh well. And he'll make that a 6 box for 37 and 3 for Mr. Terry Churn Butter. Suddenly turning on the marks. That was his first strike of the match, and he has 3 spares so far in the match. Anthony Leonardi is yet to throw a strike. He has 3 spares. Terry Churn Butter so far with 4 10 boxes, matching Anthony Leonardi's 4. 35% perfect box percentage so far for Terry Ballard. On the head pin. It's going to be a split of something. It'll be a split of 7. 4, 9, 10. Oh, and he wanted to sweep right, but he just missed the wood. On the retry, and that was a nice follow-up, though. Wished he could have done it for the second ball for sure, but for the 10 box, that's 47 after 4 for Terry Ballard. Let's have a look at that shot again. He capped the wood, and that's how it went. That was a great one. 47 and 4. He's off to the back left rear corner. And to leave 3. Or he'll take 3, not leave 3. Leaving 3 would have been much better. And he'll punch another 4 down, 6 up, 6 back right. Check his ID, and we check IDs at the Pub 125 at Academy Lanes in Haverhill, Massachusetts. Do check it out. Great food, great drink there. Lots of TVs. And, of course, plenty of bowling all around you. And there's a 4 box for Terry Ballard. That's going to be a 51.5. And, yes, that is confirmed, that 51.5 for Terry Ballard. With a strike and a spare. That 1 fill on the spare was the only diminishing factor, but still a great 31 after 2 was a great way to propel him to 51 after 5. Here's Anthony Leonardi. And he'll poke a few out. 3 to be exact. On the head pin, but a little bit thin, a little bit light. Leaves the 4, the 7, and the 9 down there. Anthony Leonardi currently clocked at 3 for his longest streak of matches greater than 100 as well as 500. Games over 100, matches over 500, respectively. There's a 9 box for Anthony Leonardi to start this out. Talk about Anthony Leonardi a little bit here, too. Here's Anthony Leonardi with his longest streak of matches greater than 100 being 3, longest streak of matches greater than 503, like we discussed. He has his longest winning streak of greater than 7 points is currently clocked at 1 so far. Average points per away match, 8. Average points per home match, 4. There's a 5 drop for Anthony Leonardi. Past 5 matches, he's had 10 strikes, 23 spares, and 27 tens. And wanting to spare that up, he misses the object, leaves the 1, the 9, and the 10. And he'll make that a 7 box. 16 after 2 by my count. That is correct up there as well. Here we go. Sorry, wrong slide. Anthony Leonardi currently has 2 matches without 10 points so far, but it's still early in the season. Longest streak of matches greater than or equal to 500 has been 3. Head pin average per match, 6 head pins. Actually, that stat may not be correct. My apologies. I'll redact that one. Double check that. He has the 24th highest Class C average at 102.4 and the 5th highest Class C total strikes at 10. Second ball is still a working box. Second ball takes some pins out. He's left with the 2 and the 10. Keep your hands at 2 and 10. Right? That's what they told you in tractor driving school or something. I'm sure that's what they said. An 8, 9, or 10 for Mr. Leonardi. He'll make it an 8. That's 24 after 3. That is confirmed. Compare that to 37 after 3 for Terry Ballard. 51 after 5 is the benchmark for Anthony Leonardi to meet in this game against Terry Ballard, the wall of defense. It's away. And a little bit off to the left of the head pin. He'll drop 6, 1, 3, 7, 8. And on the spare shot, he's on the object pin, but hit it a little bit thick, a little bit full, left a 7. This will be for a 10. And he's got that 10. That's 34 and 4. We are about a week's out time, a week and some change out from the start of the International Candlepin Conference Men's Worlds Tournament in Moncton, New Brunswick, Canada. And that will be starting on Tuesday officially of next week. On Monday, there will be a singles knockout tournament that will be underway as well with the same cast of characters for the most part. But the teams events start Tuesday and proceed through the weekend. Playoffs start, I want to say, Saturday morning. Don't quote me on that. That's just from memory. And that will be a 6 drop for, or a 6 box that for Anthony Leonardi. Looks like 43 after 5. I'll double check. It scored him as a 10. And they are fixing that now. Okay. Yeah, there were. I think there were a few times in the first game where that did not get caught. So, but it looks like they got it now. 39. No, that's still not right. It's a 6 box, right? 40. Oh my goodness. Looks like he was given a 9 in the 4th. Should be 40 after 5. They're discussing it now. 40 after 5 is the... Yeah, he had a 10 in the 4th. Yeah, that's where it's messed up. Anyways, 40 after 5. That's the short of it. we got the number itself right. 8 drop for Terry Churn Butter. And he's got a spare. Let's get back to the action with the spares, though. Terry Churn Butter. Watch this shot on the 1-2. And currently, so again, we're chasing some score correction issues. It currently has Anthony Leonardi at 41 after 5. I don't think that's correct. We'll have to reassess that in a little bit. But it's the bowler's call, it's the bowler's decision to keep track of all that. I'm just here to report for the most part. Unless they ask me, but really try to stay out of it if I can, as just simply the broadcaster here. Was a miss on the spare, 6 on the fill, and an 8 box for Terry. That will be 75 and 7, I believe. $75 and 7 for Terry, who's coming alive here with 3 marks this game so far. 3 for 7 on the marks. He's throwing a bit of a harder ball now, and I think that's working for him. He'll drop 5. He's just a little off the object, leaves the 1 and the 10. Eight, 9, or 10, and he'll make it a 9 for 84 and 8. I think. It's 83 for him. Yes, okay, and now it's fixed. But Anthony Leonardi with 40 after 5, unofficially, by my count at least, may become 41 if it's not corrected. A little bit like NFL refs, you know, just kind of take what you get. Self-policing on the scores. Working box of 5 so far for Terry. 1, 2, 4, 5, 8. That will be a 5 for Terry Ballard for 89 in 9. Terry Ballard, for his first away match, having a little bit of trouble. Season average so far 110, but bowling under par today so far. 1-3 pocket. Pins are still mixing down, and it's going to be a 7 drop. Seven down so far, and will he get the spare? Will that 8-pin go down? Will that 8-pin go down? Will that 8-pin go down? Thumbs up if you want the 8-pin to go down. I can't believe that 8-pin didn't go down. Wild. So no mark for Terry in the 10th. And it will be protected. I believe that's going to be a 98 for Terry Ballard. I will double check. You have 40 after 5, don't you? I think. Okay, and it is going to be 40 after 5 for Anthony Leonardi. I just asked him, I said, is that 40 or 41 after 5? And he said, oh, wait a minute. So, okay, it is 40. That is indeed. So, okay, so we have synced back up on the scores so far as of right now. In the moment, 98 for Terry Ballard in the 3rd for a 3-game total of 272. And 40 after 5 for Anthony Leonardi for a 2.5-game total of 231. And he's off to the right. Anthony Leonardi is. He'll drop 5. 12759 for Mr. L. And he's on the head pin and on the pocket and was just full enough to almost take everything out, but the 9-pin somehow was protected by that. And he'll take a 10 box out of that. That's 50 in 6. Anthony Leonardi is still hunting for a mark this game. He has 3 spares, no strikes. Terry Ballard, 1 strike, 4 spares overall, and had 3 marks in game 3 alone. 75% of his marks here in this game. But the second half, things kind of diminished a little bit, down to 98 for a 3-game total of 272. Anthony Leonardi will punch 2 for a half Worcester on the left side.
Good luck for the rest of your season. Thank you. I won't be seeing you again.
No, you won't. I have your husband at some point.
At some point. I don't know if you have to.
Anthony Leonardi, nice spare on the half Worcester. Great conversion. You'll love to see it. Look at this. Look at this beautiful shot. Just slightly on the outside of the head pin. Beautiful mark by Anthony Leonardi. 60 and a bonus in the 7th. And he'll take off to the right, and he'll... it's a 5. My ability to count disappeared for a few seconds. 65 and 7. Looking to spare it. Didn't get the object. Took the object by proxy. The 7 and the 10 are left. 8, 9, or 10. 2 planks of lumber in between the 7 and the 10. 1 with the cap facing us to the right of the 7, 1 laterally between the 7 and the 10 in the void. That will go into the channel and take nothing. That will be an 8 in the 8th for Anthony Leonardi for 73 in 8. Punch this 10 for a 1 drop in the 9th. Currently 73 for Anthony Leonardi in the 8th to 84 in the 8th for Terry Ballard. A difference of 11. And what the heck just happened?
I'm going to give you that 1 pin, okay? No, it's 1 because you threw a ball.
I am unsure of what is going on right now. There was a 1 drop and then a reset, and all right, we are pausing for confirmation on what the heck just happened. Congress down there can't hear what's being said. Probably better off that way. How are y'all doing? I hope you're enjoying this match here at the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour. And it looks like it's going to be input as a 1 box for Anthony Leonardi. I guess there was a mistaken reset. That's going to hurt a little bit. 74-9, and he's going to punch the center, and he's going to take 5. You like jazz? Spread equal minus the 7. 2, 3, 4, 6, 10. And to leave the 3 and the 4. So this will be the 3rd game in favor of Terry. 94 to 80 something for Anthony Leonardi. Potential for 84. Currently 82. And he'll make it a 9. 83 is the result. And it's 3-game total, 274 for Anthony Leonardi. And it would appear that he mistakenly reset the lane on the first ball. He might have thought it was a foul or something, but that must have been what happened there. So it's 274 for Anthony Leonardi, 272 for Terry Churn Butter. That sways the total down to a lead of 2 for Anthony Leonardi, and plus 15 is how much Terry Churn Butter won the 3rd game by. So he will take at least 2 points so far. And we're going to get ready for the 3rd game here. And it's great to have you along with us here at this match today. That's Anthony Leonardi. So again, coming up, this channel, 3-Ball Spare, will be your home of men's worlds for the team that is named Massholes. Chuck DeRozier, Sean Shattuck, Tyler Rice, myself, Matt Susi, Troy Fournier, Nate Fontaine, and Cody 50. We will be here on this channel with you all week, starting November 4th for the team's event in Men's Worlds 2025 in Moncton, New Brunswick at the Fairlanes. Tune in here all week on 3-Ball Spare on YouTube for that coverage. Won't be a fancy stream. It'll just be an iPad on a stick kind of situation, because it's going to be a lot of bowling all week. But we'll try to get as much of that streamed as we possibly can. Hope the Wi-Fi is good. If the Wi-Fi isn't good, then oh boy. But we'll find out next week. 5 drop for Terry. He'll take 3 more out, leaving the 1 and the 8. 8, 9, or 10, and it will be an 8 opener for our Terry Ballard here in the 4th. And that's a few more taken out. It's a 3 drop, looks like, for Terry Ballard. And this rivalry match between Terry and Anthony. And he'll punch another. That's a 4 down, 6 up. That's a 5 for Terry. That's 13 after 2. I think. And yes, 5 it is. 13 after 2. After that score correction goes in. And a punch of 2. Yeah, a lot of punches today. Left side half Worcester down for Terry Ballard. 2 and the 8 taken out. No idea. I was wondering what was going on. I was like, what? Thought you were on a fill? No, I don't know. So Anthony's still a little beside himself, wondering why he reset the lane after a 1 ball and a 1 drop. And he said he didn't know why he did that. He just kind of had an out-of-body experience or something. That's 21 after 3 for Terry Ballard with that 8 box. Oh, and there's a 1 drop for Terry Ballard on the 4 pin. Might call that a lemon, maybe a lime in the coconut. You shake it all up. Oh, and he'll take the 7 out to double the 1 drop to 2. 8 up, 2 down. As we wait for the ball return monster to return the balls. Here they come. 2 of them returning to Terry. He has these nice kind of dim blue and gray bowling balls that vaguely matches his current attire, which is always nice to see. And there's a 10 box for Terry Ballard. That's 31 after 4. A hard-fought 10 box for Terry Ballard in this half.
Yeah, this is my first time. Yeah, we're bringing our daughter too because she's a little stressed out, but I was going to beat them. Let's do it. I'm sure she's going to be good.
There's a 4 drop for Terry. Pin in the back moves and slides a little bit, but doesn't fall. Terry Ballard currently with a 29-13 season record with 3 matches played. This is his first away match of... Ooh, but there's a great spare. Yeah, just saw that. Fired up after that, after a half where he was just having some trouble just getting things happen. But here comes the boom right there. Look at that shot by Terry Ballard. What a nice one. Here's your score update. Once I get that spare in there, 41 in a bonus after 5. That is confirmed with a 3.5 game total of 3-13 for Terry Churn Butter. Both bowlers having a bit of a struggle in this match today. Kind of evenly distributed, but for kind of different reasons. There's Anthony Leonardi on the head pin, dropping 7, splitting 7. Hopefully he doesn't reset this time. And he is not going to reset. 4-6-3. He'll make a play for it. He'll take on the 6, the 3, and the 4 stay. Fires into the center for an 8 drop. 8 after 1 for Anthony Leonardi. Anthony Leonardi, positive record of 20-22 after 3 matches. On the road, he's 16-12. Home, he's 4-10. This is a home match for Anthony Leonardi today. On lane 6. Fires. Drops 3. Lanes 5 and 6 today are not being super kind to any bowler, it seems. And there was some talk about that before the match. A couple other people not bowling today were also saying 5 and 6 are just being really interesting as of late. Rather persnickety. Oh, and he's on the object, and yikes. 3, 8, 9, 10, I guess. Wow, object pin shot leads you with that. And that will be an 8 box, a hard fought one for Anthony Leonardi. That's going to be 16 after 2. Compare that to 13 after 2 for Terry Churn Butter. And here's 5, and only 5 for Anthony Leonardi. That's the 4 horseman right side and the 9 pin. And he's on it, and he punches through. Punches through in the right way for a spare. Let's watch this shot again. The right kind of punch out at the right time. And then a skate back to the 10. Big splash on the head pin. And he takes 8. It was looking scary there for a second, like it was going to be a split, but it ends up being an 8 fill for 34 after 3. With a layup spare opportunity. Oh, but he deflects off of the wood, and not much happens there. Ball is returning down the left channel. Got a lot of momentum coming right down to the end of the lane. He's going to wait for that to return so he can get it out of the peripheral. He's not going to throw the same ball again. Just sounds like bad luck to me to do that. 6 and 10 for a 10 box. Oh, and don't hurt it now. He'll make a 10 box out of it, 44 after 4.
Throw a 0 box.
It is very close here. It is currently scored as a 9 down there. That'll have to be fixed. Hopefully they do fix that. I know it was a 10 box this time. 7 drop for Anthony Leonardi. One, 2, 4 for a spare. He'll miss it off, way off to the left. And it's going to be an 8 box for Anthony Leonardi. It should be 52 after 5. It's currently not that down there, but hopefully the bowlers pick up on that. You had a 10th in the 4th, right? I saw a 10, or I thought it was a 10.
In the 4th, I got 10. 4th was a 10.
Yeah, gotta watch that. Yep. Alrighty. 52 after 5 for Anthony Leonardi. 41 and a bonus after 4 for Terry Churn Butter on a mark. That ball, oh, it looked good on paper. It was down the center. Drops 6 for 4. Or it drops 4 for, leaves 6. You know what I mean. The other way around. 6-pack left. Sponsored by Pub 125 at Academy Lanes in Haverhill, Massachusetts. Oh, he's just a little bit off to the right. Leaves the 6-pack. The 6-pack sponsored by Pub 125. Check out the bar and the food and the drink and everything here. It is fantastic. Either way. And that will be a 7 box for Terry for 52 after 6. Numbers are just becoming a pile of mush every once in a while for me. Don't ask why. 1 strike, 5 spares for Terry Churn Butter with 6 10 boxes, 33% perfect box percentage so far. He'll punch hard. He'll take 5, maybe 4 pin, thinking about it. I know you always have to wait in this room. Pins tend to fall late in here. And he'll sail through the center. 5 down, 5 up still. And he'll make it a 7. 59 and 7 for Terry Ballard. Terry Ballard at home, 29 and 13 at Academy. He is an away bowler today, but that doesn't, it's still the same house no matter what. But sometimes it's like a psychological thing, Like sometimes you just look at the records and it's like they say in the NFL. You are what your record says you are, but you don't want that to get in your head. Especially when you have a situation like this. And on the spare shot, he leaves the 10. It was a great ball on paper. Again, it's another one of those situations where it was a fantastic ball on paper. Just 1 pin being left on the deck. That seems to be a bit of a theme in certain houses, certain lanes. And in the red room at Academy, that seems to be the theme as well. And I know from memory, I remember it was like the 7 and the 10 pins that tend to be the pins that are left standing at the end. Some houses it's like the 5 pin that's left standing. It's always interesting to study that for sure. It's a little subjective and kind of like a feeling kind of thing, but different houses have different attributes. I know like this room, you'll get more pin action here and late falling pins compared to Lakeside, but at Lakeside you might have shots that will surefire go that wouldn't go here for various reasons. I'm excited to hear about how Moncton falls, New Brunswick, the fair lanes. We'll find out all next week. And he'll take 1 and leave 1. And for the 10 box, he'll make it a 9 for 78 and 9. Terry Ballard has at least 1 match over 600, a 600 high series this season so far with a high single of 150. 150. And he's on the pocket there, almost a big strike, leaves the 7. Great first ball, right in the pocket. Single pin spare coming up. And it looks good. Oh, it was just a plank off, just a little bit. 9 or 10. 350 and counting. It'll be a 9 for 359. After 4 for Terry Ballard. That's an 87. I believe. Ninth box was graded as an 8. If it's not corrected, I will put it in there as such. Okay, score correction to follow the bowlers. 86 in the fourth for Terry Churn Butter for a 4-game total of 358. 3 for 10 the head pin with 2 splits. Here's Anthony Leonardi. Bouncy ball, a little off course. Drops 3 so far. And he'll take a few more on the left side, leaving the 1, the 2, the 3, and the 5. Center diamond. Anthony Leonardi with a record of 20 and 22. Terry Ballard coming in 9 points higher, 29 and 13. That'll be an 8 box for Anthony Leonardi. That's 60 and 6. All things considered, this is still quite a competitive match. The points, the big sway it's looking like it's on track to really happen in the 5th game. So stay tuned for that. That's a 5 drop for Mr. Leonardi. 1, 2, 4, 7, 8. He'll miss off to the right. Just a couple planks off to the right, about 2 or 3 by my count. It's interesting to talk about planks and candlepin bowling. It's kind of an attribute that isn't always... Oh, nice 10 box for Anthony Leonardi. A nice follow-up there. 70 and 7. Yeah, if you ever look at a bowling lane, like really look at it, you'll see all the little tiny vertical planks. There's a set amount of them. And in 10-pin, they talk about planks a whole lot more in terms of a unit of measure rather than like inches or centimeters or millimeters. But it's something to really kind of think about, particularly for your aim game. And that can really help you out because planks, candlepin bowling is a game of planks. You can miss spares and big shots by small margins, even as small as like the size of a plank, as little as that seems. That's a big difference because the pins and the balls are all smaller in candlepin, so you got to consider that. 1 of the 7 for Anthony Leonardi, and he'll make that a 9. 79 and 8 for Anthony Leonardi now. I think it was given to him as a 10. It appears to have been a 10. I will pencil that in as a 10 for now unless they correct it. We'll make a mental note about that box later on. That's a 7 drop and a split for Anthony Leonardi. 7, 8, 10 down there. Mr. L fires. Oh, and he leaves the 10 down there. And a nice 10 box and a cleanup. 10 box on the 9th for Anthony Leonardi. Appears to be 90 and 9. Maybe. He might be going in to score correct that in a moment. I will preemptively restore it back to where it was. And yes, that has been corrected now. 89 and 9. Anthony Leonardi, he'll go off to the right. He'll take 3 out. Six-pack left in the 10 for Anthony Leonardi, and he leaves. Oh, yikes, the 5, 7, 10. That is a yikes kind of shot, and it was the right kind of ball. It's like, what the heck is going on down there today? Just it's just a test of patience for both of our bowlers. That should be a 96 for Anthony Leonardi, tentatively taking the 4th game by 10, and that is confirmed 96 to 86. It is currently 370 after 4 games for Anthony Leonardi and 358 after 4 for Terry Churn Butter, a plus 12 for Anthony Leonardi in the total, plus 10 he won the 4th game by. So currently it's 2 points for Terry and 6 points for Anthony Leonardi. There's still 6 points left to be allocated in the 5th as we go into the 5th game here, while we walk our way down to Game 5 here in the ACST, a 5-game series. That's the match format, 2 points for string and 4 for total pinfall. And in the 5th game in particular, the 6 points are up for grabs for the 5th game as well as total pinfall, especially if it's close. It's currently a mark and a fill of 2 difference in the total. 358 to 370 is your score update going into the 5th. Terry Ballard took 1 game. Anthony Leonardi taking everything else so far. A 5th game up for grabs. Final 10 boxes of the match. Terry misses the head pin, drops 6, 1, 7, 10, 4. One, 7, 10, 4. It's the object pin of the head pin you got to hit, possibly on the outside. That was the right idea, but a little bit too much to the right for Terry Ballard. Just missed off to the right. Head pin, object pin is left. 9 or 10. He's got it there for a 10 box. 10 after 1 for Terry Ballard. 1 strike, 5 spares, 8 tens for Terry Ballard. No strikes, 5 spares, 9 tens for Anthony Leonardi. Both bowlers locked at 34% perfect box percentages. Anthony Leonardi has a slight edge in the fill totals, 31, averaging 6.2 per mark. Terry Ballard averaging 4.2 per mark, totaling 25 on the fills. And a punch 1 on the 4-pin for a lemon drop. First ball average is 4.5 for Terry Ballard so far today. It's a first ball average of 5 for Anthony Leonardi. And it's a working box for Terry Ballard, 1, 7, 10, 2, 8. And he'll make it a nice 10 box, double X, 20 after 2 for Terry Ballard. Dos X. And that ball is just off to the right of the 10. And a couple more go down on the second ball. Looking for a 10 box for this third 10 box in a row. 30% head pin percentage for Terry Ballard today, 35% for Anthony Leonardi so far. These numbers are actually relatively close to one another. A lot of the secondary stats are actually quite close, which is reflective of the close match so far, aside from just who has won each game. So far, Anthony Leonardi has edged out Terry in that regard, but the total pinfall and a lot of the other stats relatively close. So think of this like if you're looking for points of improvement, it's one of those things where it's like you think you're not bowling as good of a match as you could be, but then you look at some of these other numbers and you might find yourself surprised to find that you might be bowling a lot better than you think. I had this talk with Caitlin Zolko recently in some of her matches where she just wasn't really winning them and she felt like she just wasn't bowling that good, but they were the ones where I was streaming her. And I told her, I said, no, you were doing great on some of these numbers. It was just your opponent just did a little bit better than you. But it's one of those things where it's like, just keep at it and you'll eventually kind of break through. That's kind of the frustration of Candlepin bowling. It can just kind of happen that way. But the overall, it is a mental game as much as it is physical. So you need to kind of always remember, just kind of keep at it. And if you're in a rut, like it can happen. It happens. Heck, it happened to me like in the past couple of weeks where like I'm throwing the same ball and I'm just not getting the breaks or the marks. Like my teammates were remarking on Lakeside that I was just getting like punch out after punch out, spread eagle after spread eagle, like splits that were just impossible one after another. But you would look at like my head pin percentage and it was like really good. So it was like one of those things where it's just difficult to gauge that. You got to look at what parts of your ball are really working, what parts of your game are really working, and then kind of go from there. So it appears to be Terry had a 10 in the 5th. It might be 41 after 5. It's currently graded as a 9 down there. I'll double check if they correct it or not. I'm going to correct this to a 9. Then, if they're not going to fix it at the moment, that should be 40 after 5 for Terry Ballard. Here's Mr. Anthony Leonardi. He's on the 10 pin for a 1-drop. He says he learned his lesson on that one. He mistakenly reset the lane 2 games ago when he dropped 1. Have to disable the reset button for Anthony Leonardi until the 3rd ball. Oh, and he'll punch 2 more. It's just a punch-out penitentiary down there. Seems to be evenly kind of distributed amongst both bowlers. Again, like I said, the numbers in the secondary are very close. That's a, wow, a hard-fought 6 box for Mr. Leonardi, 6 after 1. .398 to 376 in this uneven point in the game as of right now. Grand total pinfall's worth 4 points. And 5 go down, and that's a Caleri for Anthony Leonardi. Caleri left side, named after Bob Caleri of Candlepin Stars and Strikes. You should check out his stuff on YouTube. Bob Caleri of Lexington, Massachusetts, as Dick Lutzk and Mike Morin would say. 249. No mark for Anthony. Looking to take a 10 box out of this with a 7 box guarantee. And will it be a 9? Oh, almost. Well, it will be a 9. Would have been cool if it was a 10 with that wood, but 15 after 2 is currently where we're at for Anthony Leonardi. Compare that to 20 after 2 for Terry Ballard, who had two 10 boxes in a row at this point in the game. And there's a shot on the 10 for Anthony Leonardi. And on the 1-3 pocket, he'll leave the 7, the 9, the 4, and the 2. Just missing the object a little bit. Well, on the object, but, you know, just kind of the kind of ball he threw is a little bit. Not quite the one that was going to take them all out, but that one will right there with that 10 box. That's 25 after 3 for Mr. Anthony Leonardi. No marks so far in the 4th game. We'll see who draws first blood here. Plenty of boxes to go. On lane 6 at Academy Lanes in Haverhill, Massachusetts, and Anthony Leonardi, wild pitch off to the left. That was an interesting one. Second ball here. On target, closer to on target, 1-3-7-8. First ball averages 4.6 for Terry Churn Butter, 4.4 for Anthony Leonardi as of right now. And he'll turn that into a 9 box, a great out of you, 34 after 4, plus 3 from 31 after 4 for Terry Churn Butter here in the 5th game. And on the pocket, nice ball, drops 9. Nothing but the 9 down there. 1 for 5 on the head pin this half for Anthony Leonardi, matching Terry Ballard. No splits for Anthony Leonardi, and a bouncy ball, and that results in a misfire. Sometimes when you throw a ball that bounces like that, that's kind of an indicator to check where you're releasing the ball. Are you releasing it before or after the foul line? That was released after the foul line, which is where it should go. But the first one, it either landed on the foul line, which could cause a bounce with the material change from whatever the foul line is made out of to wood, or the different grade of the wood in the approach versus the lane. That's 44 after 5 for Anthony Leonardi with 1 for 5 in the head pin, no splits. 1 for 5 in the head pin for Terry Churn Butter, 40 after 5 with 1 split. Here's Terry, 1-3 pocket. Good ball on paper, 5-7-10-8. And for the spare, that was a nice spare for Terry Ballard. He's got the spare in the 6th for 50 and a bonus in the 6th. Let's watch this shot again, shall we? Look at that beautiful ball by Terry Ballard. On lane 15-5. It's away. 1-2 pocket. Nice fill. Big fill. Big 17 for Terry Ballard on the head pin. No split either. Just a little bit off on the 5. There's the 3 and the 9 down there. Oh, the 9's a little bit difficult to see. In fact, I think even the automatic score system might have also missed it too. And there's an 8 box for Terry. That should be 65 after 7. It's currently scoring him at 68 after 7. It might have given him an extra... He got an extra something somewhere. Looks like he had a 10 in the 5th. Okay, so I'll correct it to a 10 in the 5th. And he'll drop 4. 1, 3, 6, 10 for Terry Ballard. Spare leave. And he'll take 2 and leave 2, 1 and 10. And he'll make that an 8 box for 74 and 8. 1 strike, 6 spares, 10 10s for Terry Ballard today. 35% perfect box percentage so far. Totaling 32 bonus pins off of fills, averaging 4.6 per mark, averaging 4.8 on the first ball. And he'll punch 2. Punching 2 right there. That's a half Worcester left side for Terry Ballard. Second ball into the void, and the void stares back. The half Worcester void is something interesting. It's almost like a vacuum some days. It feels like it just vacuums up the ball. There's a nice ball on the outside of the head pin and a great out of you, Terry Ballard, for a 9 in the 9th for 83. Both bowlers at 9 splits at the moment. And roughly even on the head pin. Completion percentage, 33% across the board. And there's a 3 drop for Terry on the left side. Back rear Candlepin corner. And it'll take a few more out. 1, 2, 9 left on the deck. Seven, 8, 9, or 10. They'll make it an 8 for 91, I believe. And that's scored as a 93. I'm going to double check what that should be. Waiting on a score correction down there. Appears to be 91, and it will be a 91. 449, 5-game total for Terry Ballard. 1 spare in the 5th. 3 for 10 in the head pin with 2 splits. When we come back, it's Anthony Leonardi. And welcome back. And it'll take 3 out on the rear left corner. Similar kind of ball, bit of a misfire to the left. 90, 84, 98, 86, and 91 are your final 5 games for Terry Ballard. That's the wall of defense. 4 down so far for Anthony Leonardi. Another pin taken out in the second ball. Center diamond, the 9 and the 10. And a 4 box it will be. 48 after 6 for Anthony Leonardi. 4 boxes to go. Anthony Leonardi has to find 31 pins to take the total pinfall and 43 pins to take the game. Like I said, it's a very tight match. Just a couple of marks here will be the difference here. It's never as big of a difference as you think in Candlepin bowling. You can gain back as much as you lose about just the same speed. 6 drop for Anthony Leonardi. 1, 3, 6, 8. Oh, a little bit. It's like thin and full at the same time on the head pin. He took 2 and left 2. 6 and 8 on the deck. And he'll fight hard for a 9 for 57 in 7. That is confirmed. Compared to 66 and 7 for Terry Ballard at the same point in the game. The total differential drops to plus 22 in Terry Ballard's favor. 3 boxes remaining. And there's a pocket shot, right side setback castle, 5, 6, 10 for Anthony Leonardi, a 7 drop. And a split. Castle is sometimes easy to go, sometimes not. Depends on the wood and the sidewalls. Oops, sorry about that. The 5 pin is hit. The 6 and the 10 stay. It's like blackjack. And it'll be a 9 box for Anthony Leonardi. That puts him at 66 and 8 compared to 74 and 8 for Terry Ballard. 2 boxes to go. Anthony Leonardi looking to get to 91 or exceed 91 to take the 5th game. 13 to go for the total. 14 to take the total, 13 to tie the total. And Anthony Leonardi gets a splash, not on the head pin, and 6 go down. 1, 6, 7, 9. Oh, and he almost spares it up. He was on the object. The 7 pin is glued to the ground. Not that it was hit, but you get the general idea. And he'll take a 9. That's 75 and 9. Where are we at currently in the differentials? It's currently +4 in the total for Terry Ballard, 449 to Anthony Leonardi is 445. Terry Ballard is +16 in the game, 91 to Anthony Leonardi is 75. It's going to come down to this 10th frame. And a headpin splash and a strike. Anthony Leonardi, he's looking to put it away. Great strike. Great execution in all phases of the game. Anthony Leonardi playing it where it counts. Look at that strike. Let's watch this again. It was definitive. It was right on the head pin. It was a borderline spread eagle shot, but he got a nice splash off of that. For the double. And it'll go off the right, but more than 3 go down. He'll drop 5 so far. This is for the fill. He's at 90 plus this next ball. And he'll take a 9 fill for a 94 5th game for Anthony Leonardi. And let's assess the totals. 91, 94 are your confirmed final scores. 449 5-game total for Terry Churn Butter and Anthony Leonardi with a 5-game total of 464. Anthony Leonardi will take the 3rd game by 3 and take the total by 15. That strike and the 9 fill was basically the difference. Remember when we talked about that 5 boxes ago, and the difference was that much of a small margin. So that's the game today. Let's go to the final stats, shall we? So that will be a 12-point win for Anthony Leonardi. Terry Ballard will take 2 points, going to 31 and 25, and Anthony Leonardi will go to 32 and 24 for the season. Still early in the season, still a long road to go to the playoffs, so it could be still anyone's game overall. Here's some graphs if you want to pause the video and kind of examine this any deeper for any betterer, more detailed, in-depth analysis. Have a look at all this. I encourage you to do so. Anyways, that should just about do it for us here at Academy Lanes in Haverhill, Massachusetts. Do check out Men's Worlds coming up starting November 4th here on 3 Ball Spare. And also check out my raffle tickets. Consider Venmoing me at Skelly Skelly. Info is on your screen. I'll have you just take a look at that. Feel free to pause the video if you want the details on that. Anyways, I want to thank you for watching. Check out 3 Ball Spare on Facebook, Kick, Twitch, and YouTube, as well as the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour page on Facebook, YouTube, and Candlepin Bowling Network on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram.